Hello everyone, and welcome. I am going to go ahead and show what my current build is and also kind of give an argument as to why I started to use Blitz Rush over Moonlight Sonic. A lot of guides will say to use Moonlight Sonic when starting, and I do think that's actually a good idea. However, as you get into later levels and you're able to gain speed and crit, Blitz Rush is the better option. The only downside being that Moonlight Sonic would trigger more stacks for Surge, but maybe only by 1 or 2, and if you end up using Wind Cut, it's the main reason why I prefer Wind Cut over Polestar, is because I have this up very frequently, so I don't really have any issues with stacking my Surge. So, with just Moonlight Sonic, 500. And I'll run that 2 more times. 440. 440. Now running Blitz Rush 3 times. 360. 729. 360. The fact that you're able to back attack off of it does help a lot too, to kind of further show that. 829 on the crit with back attack increase through Spincutter. 25. And it'll still hit 400 with back attack buff with Spincutter. So it still gets pretty close to the general consistent of what Moonlight Sonic does, but like this is the lower end of Blitz Rush. Highly recommend Blitz Rush over Moonlight Sonic. Alright, so here's the scale build that I have. I have Wind Cut, General. Like for every skill that I have, it's the generic build or the generic tripaths you'll see on those skills. However, you can always pause if you want to look at the individual things. For Wind Cut, I did put Conviction on. The reason being is because I did get my Conviction Judgment combo from one of the traveling boat merchants, and so Wind Cut hits a lot of times, so it's very likely to proc Conviction. Dark Axle is another multi-hit move that hits a lot, so it's able to proc Judgment. And through that combination, I'm more likely to have the cooldown on my skills. So Wind Cut, Normal, Tripods, Conviction, Spincutter. I have normal tripods with Rage, just for greater attack speed. Normally on a Surge build, attack speed may not be good for certain moves. However, even with a large amount of attack speed, moves that are going to be out for a long time, like Wind Cut, will still hit all 3 times for stacking, or stack all 3 times for Surge. The only thing that might not stack fully would be Moonlight Sonic, but in this case, since I'm not using Moonlight Sonic, I'm more able to embrace quicker attack speed. Then for Dark Axle, normal build with Judgment, like I said before. Soul Absorber, I'm doing attack speed here. Ideally, I'll be replacing this with something higher later. Earth Cleaver, this is just mainly for utility and stacking. So with push, I'm able to do 2 stacks when using this. However, of course, largely I would use this for stagger checks or for countering, which is the reason why I have Overwhelm rune on this. If you end up teaming with people who can usually take care of counters and staggering for you, you may be able to replace this skill with something else. But another reason I use this is because even if I use another skill, I don't really have that many skill points to put into this. I do know that a lot of people will still use this, and with Earth Explosion at the end, the damage is still pretty significant, so it could be worth keeping Earth Cleaver anyway, just because why not have a counter move just in case. Then I have Maelstrom, Orb Control, Dark Order, most important things. I do have this focus on here, largely because it does take up a lot of mana, so I might as well have it take up a little bit less by using a focus. Also, there's not really anything else super worth putting on here, since, you know, it's a move that only does a small hit, and it isn't even available that often because of the long cooldown. Of course, my Blitz Rush, which I use Galewind for, just to make that charge time of me sitting and doing nothing less. And then Void Strike, which I have a Wealth Rune on, just so that it's one really good move for building orbs for during the times where I may need to build it if I've accidentally didn't stack enough on my Surge, or, you know, at the beginning of a run or anything like that. This is the one that I may change for another Speed or Galewind later, if I feel like I'm consistent enough and I don't need the orb build up from here. But this is kind of a safety net for me, if nothing else. For gems, I really only have 3 damage gems. The rest of them are cooldown, largely because I want to be able to use my skills often in order to create stacks for my Surge. The main 3 skills that I care about for the sake of doing damage to a boss or an opponent is going to be my Blitz Rush, my Soul Absorber, which is this move right here, and the most important thing would be my Surge skill. The ideal is that your Surge skill is the highest level gem that you have. Of course, since I don't even have all of my gems to level 5 yet, I'll be worrying about that later. But Surge skill is obviously, in this build, a Surge Deathblade, the most important skill you have. For engravings, this is more just something I have because I didn't want to invest too much money yet I'll wait until after I get my better gear. But for now I just have enough for Ambush Master, for Adrenaline, and just enough to proc Surge. Ambush Master and Adrenaline, I am getting Adrenaline purely from equipment. Ambush Master, I'm getting a little help from this, and Surge is purely from this. I don't have any equipment that gives me more Surge points. Overall, in a Deathblade Surge build, you probably would never need to get Surge above level 1, so I would always just focus on other things. And if you have to take a negative effect, then the best thing would probably be to take the defense reduction, because the ideal is that you're outputting as much damage as possible, as fast as possible, and, you know, just try not to get hit, get good, you know how it is. Alright, I hope that'll help, and y'all have a good day. On my... Oh. Nice. I'm not live now, right?